What?
Change the spelling of that.
What?
You're spelled through wrong.
Oh.
What's up, everyone? Why we didn't do the intro, I don't know, but we're live.
Yeah.
Where's the chat, Greek guy?
The chat is over here.
Okay, you guys, I didn't spell the title wrong. He did. Okay.
No, apparently you can write it like THRU when you go through. I've seen it. I've seen it. So
what's up, Lori? All right, I know you've seen it, but not enough. Okay. So
we can go
because he told me we're going live.
Yeah.
After we went live. That's how it works here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. So today I just want to do a quick stream. I just got done speaking with Mike Mutzel. He's got a channel called Metabolic Health. So he interviewed me. So for that interview, go to his YouTube channel, which is High Intensity Health. And you'll see an awesome interview. He also interviews a lot of other amazing people, but I'm the most amazing. Okay. I'm definitely the most stylish and the most... No, okay. So we had an interview and we spoke about NAD, NADH, Beta-Oxidation, a little bit tapped on mTOR, and lipolysis. I want to kind of like take his language and make it a little bit more simplified. So essentially, to burn fat in any dietary measure or lifestyle, you have to have your hormones in check, or else that fat ain't going nowhere. Insulin, people, it's really important to go and get your A1C checked, because that's a big, huge sort of lens and puts the spotlight on what's going on with your blood sugar, which will affect if you're going through not beta-hydroxybutyrate, because those are ketone salts, those are junky. But beta-oxidation. Also, can you, the chat on mine is kind of small, I can't really see it from here. I'll blow it up a little bit. So essentially, you know, this whole idea of, you know, epigenetics and preserving your DNA and autophagy and using ketosis as a way to sort of incite this physiological process is very, very important. No, I can't see the chat at all. It's funny because today we're filming here, and so my I have a screen and it's off to the side. Dumb it down for you guys. Well, first I'm going to smart it up and then dumb it down. So I'm going to read some concepts. Now there's a thing called hormone-sensitive lipase, okay? This is an enzyme that's involved in regulating fatty acid breakdown. So fatty acid and glycerol from adipocytes, lipid storage inhibition may thus improve insulin sensitivity, which I'll talk about. Blood glucose handling in definitely people with insulin sensitivity and type 2 diabetes. So a lot of you guys are running around with high blood sugar, insulin resistance. You're not experiencing insulin sensitivity, which means that your fat burning mechanism through beta-oxidation is compromised, especially within that cell, right? And then ultimately through the Krebs cycle. Now, let's see here. So when you do keto and you're regulating your insulin, we want this sort of like fasting sort of action. This helps to mobilize stored energy. That's my interview outfit. Stored energy and fat sites, especially fat around the waist and back, right? The body will love to access the fat from there rather than, let's say, the fat from under your neck. So the fat from under your neck is not going to be first. It's going to start from this midsection area. For most people, especially men. So lipolysis, right? So lipolysis is going to be the first step in you learning how to access those fat cells. Now you can do that through carb eating, and you could do it through carnivore and keto carnivore and low carb high fat, but You have to do things properly, like get the whole lifestyle in order, or else you won't access those fat cells through ketosis at all. So here it says you need NAD. Now I started, and I asked Mike about this, I was asking, because I'm starting to hear more and more about NAD and NADH. These are cofactors which helps lipolysis and the breakdown of those fatty acids to be used as stored energy. And this is the problem. A lot of you guys are not accessing your stored energy because those fat cells are inefficient. And that's why I do these videos. Yes, thank you, Breeze Thoughts. Thumb up. Don't forget to like up the stream. High-step gluconeogenesis makes glucose from protein or fat. It can make it from both. It can make it from carbs, it can make it from protein, and it can make it from fat. That's what gluconeogenesis can do. Now, people can liberate fat from their fat cells through gluconeogenesis who are people who still eat carbs. Fat cells become very lazy and inefficient. And so the people who've got efficient fat cells can break down those fatty acids and use them as stored energy. People who are not, who are metabolically inflexible cannot do that very well. That's the reason why people are skinny fat, they're small, but the body keeps accessing proteins to break down through gluconeogenesis. So that's what we don't want to do. And can convert it into glucose. Used to be pear-shaped, got sick, and lost a lot of muscle mass in my legs, and now is this a guy? No, it's a woman. I have more fat in my stomach area. So I'll go a little bit into that, and I'm going to take your guys' questions. So people on the replay, this is just a little short thing about sort of what Mike and I spoke about. And I really like the fact that he's so freaking smart and can break down all these things with NAD and NADH, which are... So I have my Greek guy, and he's like doing a lot of stuff.
Better not.
It's distracting, like not just little things, like moving furniture around in the room. Okay. I know you. Thank you so much.
I'm trying to be helpful.
Parakalo.
Ευχαριστώ. That's thank you.
Ευχαριστώ.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's helping me so I can see. Yes. So NADH is basically methylated niacin. You can buy it. No. Bio is it? Invigorate. Blah. No, we're not talking about the supplemental NADH because Mike and I both discussed that is just a theory. It's not a proven fact that these supplements work. So why don't we try to access NAD and NADH ratios by living a proper ketogenic life? So forget the supplements. Even he agrees that those things probably don't work. Now, somebody trying to outsmart me. Greek guy is noisy. You just reread that. So essentially, lipolysis is the first stage of you guys trying. Well, it's the first and second stage in the cell, but the pre-stage to lipolysis is you guys have to get everything in order, which is why I do these videos on trying to not just consider ketogenesis or your optimal health as just a diet, but it's a whole lifestyle adjustment. So I was talking to Mike about how to experience methylation, autophagy, accessing the ratio between NAD and NADH through lifestyle rather than just diet, because it's not just the diet, it's everything. So if I talk about let's see here, okay, you need, now this is the thing, the ATP is energy. This is energy that's going to be involved in the whole thing, this whole concept called the Krebs cycle. And it's great because a lot of doctors before didn't believe that you could use fat in the Krebs cycle and also in the brain, but you can. So the way that you want to try to access the breakdown of fat is obviously by sleeping. I spoke about that in my last stream because the whole stream was about sleeping. And I had this great video that we were going to play, but we ran out of time. And all of these things, when you're trying to take down your CRP markers, your inflammatory markers, your cortisol, out of rhythm cortisol, so you can access NAD and NADH, so you can, you can have a smooth Krebs cycle and get your ATP. Now, ATP is within the mitochondria. We know that we've got muscle mitochondria. And so there's certain things that help that, being able to break down fatty acids and be able to convert ketones into the energy cycle of the Krebs cycle. And that is through working out. It's through eating the right macros. It's through de-stressing. It's through getting like amazeballs sleep. And I don't mean sweaty balls with hair on them like the Greek guy has. I'm just saying.
Hey, that's just rumors.
Because, we have the air conditioning turned off, so I know he's got sweaty, hairy balls right now. And I don't mean those.
Nope. I'm okay.
No, you're not okay. Okay, so you need NAD to NADH ratio within the cell in order to perform ATP, so your mitochondria can perform well. This is called fat oxidation, okay? So our oxidative phosphorylation. That's cellular energy. And so when people have their like up the stream, Lori says, when people have no wine and blueberries and all that are not okay. I'm attending Keto Carnivore. Child, no.
Omnivore, not carnivore.
Huh?
Omnivore.
Oh, no, omnivore, you're right. No. So when your cortisol, there's nothing, cortisol is great, right? Because your body heals with cortisol. But you've got to have that HP, and I'm going to go off all this technical stuff and answer your questions because I don't want to be here at Liberate, the studio, for too long. But these whole things about, mTOR and NAD to NADH ratios, beta-oxidation within the cells, the first stage of lipolysis, you guys need certain equipment to go through all this technical stuff. So the things that you really, really need is to know what your existing health is. Because what I asked Mike was like, okay, well, how are you going to experience one meal a day, right, with hypoglycemia, thyroid conditions? He's like, well, people need to sort of eat all of their calories at one point, right? We want to experience autophagy, cellular cleanup. And I said, how are you able to do that if you've got hypochlorhydria, which is low stomach acid? So instead of eating, me at 5'3" eating like 8 ounces of protein, like that's not gonna digest very well. And so what my body cannot digest right then and right now, a lot of that gets converted back into glucose. So somebody doing a ketogenic protocol, that one meal a day, stuffing a bunch of protein down, is not going to adapt you. Plus, you can't get all the fat in. So I want you guys to really consider not just the science, but the practical understanding, which is what my videos are all about, on how to understand what's going on inside of the body and not just, can I eat blueberries and wine and be keto omnivore? Not to be a jerk. So I'm going to put this away. It was interesting because I was like reading about cellular functions. And I just was reading this now about glucose only at 32 oxidation molecules, which of ATP, but fat, right? So has palmitic acid, which is animal, right? Animal fat, protein, animal fat. That's palmitic acid. And that has 110 molecules of ATP. So the ketogenic protocol makes ketosis, being fat adapted, makes more sense. And Mike and I were talking about he was saying, well, I'm not saying that like high carb diets are not bad. And I'm like, well, I'll say it for you. They're bad. Love the technical information. It's fascinating. I know, Bree, especially because, you take somebody like Mike and he's just pure science. And I take science, break it down into real life, right? Because the discussion we had, first of all, he's amazing. I really love Mike. He's such a really nice, awesome guy, but he's very intelligent. A lot of the stuff he was self-taught, and I'm miles behind him. But what I'm not miles behind in, you guys, is the fact that I can take your average person and understand all of their issues, right? Because I study everything, and not just the science. So how do we apply the science with real life people? If you have hypoglycemia, if you have a thyroid condition, I asked him about this. What's up, Deborah? If you've got all of these metabolic disorders and you try to intermittent fast or you try to do 1 meal a day, this can compromise. Because, we spoke about this. I said, Mike, I know this is like your thing. This is your thing right now. But it's not mine. I was like, I have to be very candid. It's not mine because I work with so many people who've got metabolic inflexibility. And he was sort of agreeing that if you're metabolically inflexible, then these things can be, harmful in some degrees. He didn't elaborate on that because he does a lot about this. And good on him. Maybe he can find a happy medium when telling people to fast, to freaking relax when they fast, okay? And eat 1 meal a day. And don't stuff like 8 ounces of protein down if your stomach can't digest it. What kind of blood test should we get? That's it. For what? Context. What's up, Seeking Truth in Christ? So I'm going to address the chat. I wanted to make this a quick stream. I also want to tell you guys, we're going to do an unboxing of my ancestral health supplements. And the more I take them, the better it feels. So eat these ancestral supplements almost in every meal. Not kidding. I cannot be more pleased about being involved with this company. I just can't even tell you what it's done to my existing health. But that's going to be in a pre-recorded video. I guys want you to look out for that. Also, I want to tell you guys that I did a live stream 2 days ago, and I got a ton of messages saying that they had just gotten the notification that I was going live at that time, like 16 hours later. And I was analyzing why, and I think it's because I'm not monetizing my videos enough. And I think that's how YouTube makes its money. They get a cut. I have a feeling that if I go and monetize every video, that when I go live, I won't have 44, I'll have 200 people again, but I'm digressing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and hit up the like button. So, Deborah, are you blocking? No, Alicia, you might. What?
Alicia asked earlier, but it went.
What was the question?
This was the question.
Deborah didn't block that.
No, but because Deborah came in and the chat went up, we didn't see the question. So.
Oh, okay. So if you go back to her comment, Alicia, like right now, when I first start my videos, I don't address the chat very much. I'll do it a little bit because people have an aneurysm on the replay, and there are more people on the replay than there is in the actual live. So I've got to be careful and balance the two. So what's the difference between low carb and keto, Alicia asked? So low carb is you're still eating starches and sugars and fruits, sweet fruits, fructose, sugar, and starches. But they're very low, and the fat is very high. And it tends to be a little bit lower than a ketogenic protocol. Keto is no sugar, no starch, bye-bye. And we are trying to drive lipolysis, which I spoke about, and beta-oxidation, not through carbs, but through ketones. Because ketones, as Mike and I discussed, are amazing for the brain and for the body to help with anti-aging, longevity, and preserving that DNA. So she's not she hasn't blocked anything. When it blocks, Alicia, you'll see it'll say that it was blocked. It's just that I didn't see it. Is it okay if I eat organ meat? So I'm looking over here, you guys, because the screen is here instead of looking here. Is it okay if I eat organ meats, yogurt, carrots, broccoli, and just use bovine glandulars for now? Well, you wouldn't be in ketosis, so that may not be enough, like carbohydrates, like yogurt and carrots. Most yogurt has sugar in it. If you're doing a non-sugar yogurt, there's still yogurt. I still believe it has a little limited amount of carbohydrates. You can't do yogurt. You can't do carrots. Carrots are super sugary, and bovine, as in cow, moo, not chicken. How many people are in the chat? 50?
50?
Oh, that's not horrible. It's not the best. You guys, can we go down to some of the questions that I missed before?
There was not much. Oh.
What kind of blood test should we get? So I like for people to get an insulin blood test to understand what's going on with their insulin, their pancreas, the insulin. Super important test. You have to kind of like really bug the doctor and say, I think I've got diabetes, you know, and they'll do an A1C. Please check my insulin. I'm feeling like crap. I love the free and total testosterone test for men, and for women, the 3 estrogens. Actually, men, you should do the estrogen, progesterone, and free and total testosterone. For women, definitely do your 3 estrogens, progesterone, and testosterone for your tests. Every other test, like, you know, gut test for, look over here, gut test for any type of infection, bacterial infections. Sometimes people like to test their CRP markers because that's an inflammatory response within the body. But you can pretty much go by symptoms for a lot of stuff. Like, hey, I can't get an erection. Go get a freaking testosterone test. You know, DHT, check out how high your estrogen is, your estradiol. Okay, so I think...
We have everything. I think we have some new.
Is Keto okay with autoimmune disease? Okay, so Christopher, Deborah, she's answering that. Yes, I have severe crippling RA, which is rheumatoid arthritis, have done fantastic on keto. So Christopher, Deborah is like the freaking expert, beyond me, beyond measure, on answering that question because she's been doing keto for a couple of years now and has severe RA and has had many surgeries. So yes, Christopher, what are you waiting for? Like, I'm dare to say even keto carnivore. Like, get on it now. But, hey, Melissa, I love to see Melissa. Learning how to do it the right way can help you take the inflammation down rather than exacerbating the autoimmunity and making it worse. Stephanie, why do women have saggy neck and are young? Simple. They develop saggy necks because of cellular breakdown, wear down of the body. Night jobs, hormonal endocrine disrupting problems, basically it's your adrenal glands. When your body's constantly going into gluconeogenesis and oversecretion of cortisol, it's going to break down all the tissue here. That muscle there is going to get weak and hang, right? You're pretty much eating the muscle and skin and collagen here. And it happens a lot with women where there's just so much stress. Stress eats the body. See, we're going to take this out of the mic, you know, a really complicated conversation and make it very simple and eats the body. And that's why this muscle gets weak and the collagen and skin are just bleh. I tried to do keto, but I think I was doing it wrong because everyone said you drop a lot of weight. That's a lie. Quick, but didn't dieting is so precious. That's because you're dieting, honey Chad. You're not supposed to diet. I just want to lose 20 pounds. So Ashley, I think you're new to my channel and I think you should focus on more like what's going on with your health. Do you have a thyroid problem? Do you have estrogen dominance? Do you have, you know, insulin resistance? All of these things, poor GLUT4 receptor development, all of these things will block the ability to drop fat on any diet. So you got to know what your existing health is. What is your blood sugar? If your blood sugar is high, trust me, estrogen dominance, estrogen likes to make fat within the fat cells. So just doing it, and if you don't adapt, people are like, you have to adapt. If you're not adapting, how are you going to access the body fat? So you have to adapt. That's the reason why I do all these videos. So Ashley, I definitely recommend going through some of my videos. I'm going to start putting them in hello, what's it called? Playlists. So you guys can find the videos on why people don't lose weight, and it's sort of the live stream subject of today anyway. If the doctor asks, why do you need a testosterone test, should I answer because I can't get an erection? Yeah, you say I'm depressed, I can't get an erection, I can't build muscle, because if you are not your own advocate in the doctor's office, they laugh at you. You've got to have a reason why they're going to order these tests, because they like to act like there's nothing wrong with you and that you're hallucinating. So you've got to just come up with stuff. That's what I do. If I want to test, I'll lie about everything. period. I need to check my A1C. I need to check my I need to check my insulin because I'm peeing all the time and it's got a sweet smell. And I'll just lie. I'll wear a big turtleneck so they can't see this, and I'll just be like, all these things I'm having problems with.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What happened to the saying that the client has always right?
Lost.
If I want a testosterone test, I get a testosterone test. God.
No, I know. Yeah, it's very ironic because they make money off a test, but yet they won't give you one when you want one. Can saggy neck be fixed through surgery? Sorry. I've been straight keto for, she says 1,069 days. Now I will never go back to eating garbage. This is Deborah with rheumatoid arthritis. The pain relief is so worth it to me. And she is. I mean, she's moderating my channel. Never asked her to do it, but she's killing it. She obviously has some faith in me. So yeah, I have had my own issues with things in life, but anyone who gets RA, I mean, it is rough. Deborah can tell you, like, this is something that is really horrible to experience. Keto carnivore is doing a carnivore diet on no plants and no freaking spices except for salt, but you're eating over 200 grams of fat. That means instead of eating an 8 ounce and going through 2 pounds of meat a day, which is just stupid. I'm sorry, you guys. I know you guys believe in it, but the average people who have issues with their hypochlorhydria, they have low stomach acid, who've got issues with their kidneys and problems breaking down uric acid and purines. No, eating a bunch of meat with not enough fat, plus people aren't getting into ketosis, and so they don't have enough energy, and so therefore there's not enough people doing carnivore to come up with the data of like how long do you gas out if you're not in ketosis, where you're going to get your energy from. And trying to get your energy from gluconeogenesis from protein, that's not going to restore glycogen very well. So keto carnivore is adding enough fat to get into ketosis. On your keto course page, will new members be able to go back and view past information? Yes, it's in files. So Chaser, Chaser, did you sign up? I don't know what your real name is then. I have files for the main course lessons. It'll be in a file. So I've got a moderator that puts that all in files. All of the videos and anything that's teachable in videos is in a file. And then all of the stuff, like I'll have group discussions, that's not going to be on a file. That's going to be on the page. I'm doing accountability challenges. I have people together doing, I put people in 2, sometimes 3. So we have homework and you turn in the homework. I don't put those types of things in files because I don't want people's information to be like in a file. But the course lessons are in files. I only have 1 kidney MD. What? SAT? I don't know what you mean by that. Sorry.
That he has only 1 kidney.
I saw that, but he put MD SAT. Do you know what that is? No. So
MD, medical doctor.
I know that. You don't know.
Saturday.
Shut up! My God. Katie, what's up, Katie? Like up the stream. Katie's in the course page. Katie, do you have any comments that you want to make about what it's like to be on the course page? She's been on it for a while now. Like what it does for you. If anybody wants to read why you're on the course page. Stephanie, thoughts on lactase enzyme to handle consuming copious amounts of dairy. So lactase is only beneficial if you're going to drink milk. Otherwise, there's no lactose in butter. So we don't do cottage cheese and sour cream and things like this that have more lactose in it. Cheese doesn't have a lot, it just has casein. Lost a lot of hair on keto. So you lost a lot of hair on keto because you probably irritated an already existing thyroid condition of low T3. And so you've got to go and think about everything you do in a day. Now, I recommend that you guys do a consultation. I do consultations. I have a course page. Consultation is like, if your hair's falling out, invest in your health, okay? Because my consultations are dirt cheap. But yeah, you probably have downregulation of your T3, so I'd have to ask a series of questions to figure out if you're having symptoms that correlate with hair falling out prior to doing keto. It wasn't keto that made your hair fall out. It was the last drop of you doing it the wrong way, which was you probably needed to have graduated into it properly, or you might be eating mono foods that might be irritating your body. Sleep is a big part of adapting. Deborah's writing in caps, and I'm looking over here because the camera's here, but I'm reading here. To book a consultation with me, you go to stephanieperson.com. I can see it better because the screen's so close to my face now. To book a consultation, definitely worth it. I've been working my ass off over the years, been consulting people for a very, very long time. Longer than you, Mike, and I'm older than you too. You guys know I'm 52. Been doing keto for 12 years without refeeding, which means to add back in any carbs or alcohol or anything like that. The kidney MD says, okay, your medical doctor says no keto. What say you? Well, Christopher, your doctor's an idiot because keto is not a high-fat diet. Okay, you're going to eat probably less protein on a keto diet than you do on your standard American diet. So it can actually help kidney function. And I've worked with, not a lot, but a few kidney people before who've got kidney issues and they've done fine. That's not to say that you will, but it's to say, because you only have one. But if you're not a vegan or vegetarian, then you should be fine on doing a ketogenic protocol, because it's definitely, you should do a consultation with me, Christopher, because I can really find out your background more and get protein, how you consume it, right? People like you, I definitely have people like you do a lower amount of protein and a higher amount of fat, and then there's like ways that you prepare your protein and types of proteins that you would consume so your kidneys don't choke to death. I saw something about copious amounts of something. I've learned that so many people Katie says, I've learned so much about my health and thyroid because Katie has Hashimoto's. Steph is the only one who talks about thyroid and keto. That's for sure. And about how doing keto the wrong way can activate an already agitated thyroid and what to do. And Katie's gone a long way with sticking with this. The only people who adapt or do well are people who stick with something consistently. So obviously Deborah is probably going to answer this guy. He's asking if she's in remission. Let me see. I don't think he. Let me see. Are you wearing what? No, I'm not wearing a. Was it Aura ring? I'm wearing a hairband to take this hair off my freaking head when I'm done. I was trying to look nice for my interview. And, you guys, I'm always wearing a cap, so no, this is just a hairband. Lori says, love the info, Stephanie, learning a lot. Thank you, Lori, appreciate it. Melissa says, I highly endorse the course page. I'm on month 2 and info is priceless. Everything is broken down, easy to understand, and you can always go back to catch up. Thank you, Melissa. That's right, you're on the course page. Thank you. I always see you. I see you because I see your profile and I don't know, your profile sticks out to me. And so many people don't have profiles on YouTube. Chase Arrow says, I think I will sign up for the keto page. Yeah, super worth it. The people who do well on that page are people who interact, right? So I wrote about freaking organic versus non-organic types of foods, like how glyphosate affects the gut wall. This is all these adjutants can create an inflammatory, high inflammatory markers, which can block your keto adaptation. So I thought I've been doing this course for over 2 years. So every week I've got to come up with new things. And one of the things was about organic versus non-organic. What kind of keto food can you eat if you can't afford organic foods? And that includes animal foods as well. So Deborah's answering Christopher about rheumatoid arthritis, and she says, no, I have had several crippling, I've had severe, go back, it's going too fast. Severe crippling for 38 years. I used to have major pain, inflammation, but little to none now. So basically, Christopher, I don't think that you can just put RA in remission unless you move to a place where the water doesn't have fluoride and there's no, cadmium and lead in the water and stress and you didn't have bills and all that kind of stuff. Do I hear a puppy?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Don't worry about it.
All right, I'm not. Okay, y'all should hone the page. So much information. Yeah, you guys should go there, definitely. You're welcome. Keto drastically reduces inflammation, therefore reduces the pain down. Like from surgeries to, no surgeries over time. I'm considering taking bee pollen, bee propolis, and royal jelly for royalactin and HDA. Also, I read that, Lord have mercy, they're like howling and succinct.
I'm sorry. 1 sec.
Oh, you're covering the vent. Okay. Seeking truth in Christ. I don't really know about all of these plant derivatives. I know that bee pollen definitely spikes your blood sugar, and can hinder your keto adaptation. The rest of it, I don't know. So you might have to take and get back to us. So carnivore is the only high protein if you are eating low fat meats. No, seeking truth in Christ. I don't know who told you that. That is bull crap. You can't adapt on the meat and fat. There's not a fat on meat to adapt, period. The amounts of fat that you can get without overdoing your protein, because to get fat off the meat, you have to eat a ton of protein. Too much protein spikes your blood sugar. How do I know? Because I work with people who've used glucometers over the years. Too much protein. So you would have to eat a pound of meat and have to eat a bunch of beef. So I think was it 4 ounces of beef, there is, I think something like 25 grams of protein in 4 ounces. I mean, I can do that in a tablespoon of fat. So no, you're not getting enough fat on eating all that protein. No way. Not to keto adapt. Not at all. Maybe get your fat soluble vitamins, but that's it. I've been trying keto for about 9 weeks now. It's been going great. Awesome. Speedy 4190. Just signed up for the course page. Cool. So you guys have to give me time to get home because I'm not home to let you on the page. I've been intaking 3 meals a day, compromising eggs, I've been intaking 3 meals a day, comprising, eggs, salmon, and beef. Salmon. Yeah, there's lamb, there's bison, there's a lot of other proteins as well. Pork. Okay, we gotta mind the time because like I got my Carnivore. This is what I can't stand about LA. You've got to literally run out and feed the meter every second. Okay, it does. I thought bee pollen was low carb. Well, if you're low carb, fine, but we're talking keto people mostly, and to drink some water. Why is it safe to eat raw meat and organs? That grammar's kind of strange. I'm just kidding.
Maybe is safe, not why.
I don't know. No, they're asking why, not maybe. That's a question, not a statement. See, there's a question mark at the end. Hush! English ain't even your first language. That's fine. He's my brother. He calls me sis. I call him brother. Okay, so it's not always safe to eat. You've got to know where you are getting your meat from to eat it raw. The higher in fat, the safer it is, right? Because bacteria loves to live on meat and not fat as well. Hi, good day. I must be Australian. Hi, good day, Stephanie. Quick question. Have you ever done a colon cleanse? No, I haven't, but I think I'll try one. Not just parasite cleanse, a bowel colon cleanse to remove old hardened waste and mucoid plaque, also known as biofilm. Yes, those biofilms are nasty, hard to get rid of. No, I haven't, but I think it could be a good idea if people do a cleanse the correct way, which there are kits that help you do cleanses. Some people will use Epsom salts and olive oil and garlic, and I just want you guys to be safe when you're doing these crazy things because some people get sick from doing it. My macros are about 100 grams of fat, too low, 20 grams of carbs, and 190. That's not ketogenesis at all. Like, you won't adapt on that. 119 grams of protein, you'll never adapt. Get a glucometer, test your blood sugar, and your fats are too low. So your ketones are going to be like a 0.5, which is not ketotic. You got to be a 1.8 or higher. Can you build or maintain muscle mass on keto with one kidney? I'm scared I will turn into a scarecrow. I don't know. I assume that it's possible. with the right application of it. I'm 116 pounds in weight and you're eating that much protein. Oh, you're a woman. Because if you're a man, no, child, hell to no, you would not. Those macros are not good. Why is retaining muscle better on keto than standard diet when I used to eat tons of protein drinks? The protein drinks literally kill your body. They've got like compounds and binders and synthetics and preservatives and crap in it and sick cows. If you're drinking whey protein, it's not protein that makes you grow muscle. It's your insulin sensitivity. It's your hormones. People think they can eat a bunch of protein. You're not going to grow a bunch of protein that way. I think you're a woman, right? I'm not sure. You grow more muscle, right? You grow that muscle because better say it side view. You guys grow more muscle because you become insulin sensitive and you don't use glucose. So when you guys are really, really hungry and your stomach's like doing OMAD or intermittent fasting, as soon as that stomach starts growling, you're burning muscle. Like when it growls, like my body would be like, Stephanie, knock, 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 I'm a little hungry. Then I know I'm not going into gluconeogenesis to break down the muscle. But when you're like pound, 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 you breaking down muscle. Now, if you're breaking down muscle to convert into glucose to feed the brain and get you energy, your muscles are gonna have a hard time growing when they're being chomped on. And then you're not insulin sensitive, you're insulin resistant, high levels of insulin will just store fat. Have a hard time to get the amino acids into the muscle cells so they can grow. Thanks for answering Awesome Healthy Express. You're welcome. Having my second cataract surgery. Oh, child, you're having two. Gotta wind down. Okay, bye, Katie. Nice to see you. What do you think of fecal transplant and to improve gut health? I'm very curious about it because my gut has been obliterated because I have taken antibiotics and my mother did not breastfeed me. Okay. So I've been fighting my gut my entire life to balance it. And I was very curious about fecal matter. They actually have capsules you can take that are time released to go and come out into your small intestine. I was really wanting to do it myself. I was like researching how I could do it, but then somebody said they started gaining weight because of the DNA in the fecal matter, which was affecting somebody started gaining weight on it. And then I actually had a client, like physical in my face, who did a transplant to help her sister, and her sister got better, but she started gaining weight. So it's just weird. I don't know. I need to learn more. So I need to get poop from a very like healthy person who's lean.
I can't poop.
Your poop is a friggin' mess, brah. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get cancer and grow a third arm on the top of my head and.
So I have a question. Excuse me to interrupt. What the heck is fecal transplantation like?
You take poop from somebody because there's bacteria in it.
Uh-huh.
And if they're healthy, you want that poop in your colon so you can be healthy yourself. And so, I mean, you don't know. It's like they can either transplant it, I think, through a colonoscopy or something like that,
okay.
Or you can take a time release pill, and in that fecal is bacteria that we lost from antibiotics, which is why all of you guys have issues and skin issues and friggin'. Everything. Your immune system, colds, flus, like everything. It's your gut is everything. Do you think it is possible to stay young forever? Well, been watching all this stuff about how health is going to advance in the future. That people will be living to at least 150 years in the future, and they can recreate skin. They just got to learn how to grow vessels through it. So not young forever, but for a very long time. But it's for those who didn't frack up themselves right now, and the technology is not just right there. Thanks for answering. I'm a guy and I never knew how insulin and not eating could make you lose muscle and gain weight. Yes, so insulin is the driver of amino acids into the muscle so they'll grow, but you want insulin to be low and to be strong. So a little bit of insulin does a huge job, whereas if you're insulin resistant, then you pump out a lot of insulin, but it doesn't do its job. So it just starts storing fat, and then insulin on its own is glycating. It stacks up into the bloodstream and begins to degrade cells. It breaks down the cellular function, aging you. So it's not just glucose that creates glycation, but so does the stacking up of insulin. So that's also problematic. Hey, I'm 5'1", a short guy. Oh, you are short, but you still, child, I do not care. As a dude, you should not be 116 pounds. And 11%, you were in 11% body fat. I don't believe that. Sorry. I mean, it's possible. Maybe almost 12%. Maybe you are 100. But child, I am 5'3", okay, and I'm weighing like 126 solid. 126 solid, okay? Solid. So, oh, my Wonder Woman top. So, yeah, your macros, everything needs, especially as a dude, you need, protein down, fat up. Yeah. Do it with the turkey baster. What was that for again? Oh no, turkey baster. Yeah, that's a good idea. You're gonna get sick. Okay, you're gonna get some like freaking parasite or some infection. How can I send a pic to show you where I am? In a consultation.
Yeah.
People don't understand. Like I get DM 500. If I showed you my Instagram questions, you would be like, "Girl, how do you do it?" Like. People think if I answer back, and if I don't answer them a third time, they're like, "Oh my God, you're so rude, you don't answer back." I'm like, "Do you understand? It's you and 50 other people right now are waiting for responses, so I tend to just not respond. So don't send me a picture. Not today. Maybe I'll do a stream while I take pictures." Okay.
Take a look.
Clean bowels, remove mucoid plaque for proper bowel healing. Is healing story is amazing. Healthy Express, who this guy Josh Mason is, but we just have to be careful how we remove the plaquing, the mucoid plaques, because some people have severe histamine. So some of the protocols, I'm like, be careful. Do you think a man can bench press 500 pounds natural without supplements? I don't know. Maybe if he's 7'5".
Press 500.
Yeah, if he was one of the old Homo erectus.
In my opinion.
Hominids.
In my opinion, no.
Yeah, probably not. That's why I was making a joke. Just one advice to how to get to 9% body fat. But you're 116 pounds. You're gonna turn into like a feather and dust and blow off into the wind. So I got a sense of humor and I need to go home. It's getting late. What time is it?
What time? Time is 6:50.
Okay. Yeah, I don't, Healthy Express, or Speedy 4190, I'm just really silly. So you guys never take me personal. Don't take anybody personal. You're right. Must be careful. I agree. Okay, cool. Can we go down? I missed some examples. And then I should take my butt out of here because we need to do a video. Because we have an announcement for the Greek guy and we need to do the unboxing of these. South Park did an episode about that. About what? How can I say?
About the cleansing colon.
Oh, okay. I'm sure that was funny.
No, the fecal transplants, I think.
Is there anything else I missed?
Nope.
What do you think fecal transplant improve your good health?
Nope.
Second cataract surgery. We're trying to keep you. Don't try to. Nobody should be around 9%, but that's just stupid. You guys, I'm like at 13-14% body fat. Okay, that's 13-14% body fat. Okay, right? Why would I want to go lower? I'm gonna fix this. You know what's gonna happen? I'll lose this. Jeez, Greek guy.
What?
You put the mic on and my friggin' string is showing. See that booty? Okay, that's what's gonna go. That's that and whatever I have left here, all of that's gonna go in 2 seconds if I got down to 9% body fat. So no, nobody needs to be that low. Thank you for answering my question about what? Chitterlings? If they were an organ meat? Oh, chitlins. Shoot, can I read? Today I cannot read. I'm trying to sound intelligent. Do you recommend eating them on keto carnivore? Absolutely, have some chitlins, honey child. Tammy must be black. Tammy Moore, yes, honey child. Yes. Like, I'm just learning so much about, like, heart and how heart has so much CoQ10 in it and how CoQ10 is so important for your whole metabolism. It's amazing. How much fiber do you have per day? Sometimes I have none. Because you need fiber on conventional diets because your peristalsis and the breakdown of food and your microbiome is messed up. And so people need to pull water into their colon so they can take a dump. But sorry, because that's such a nasty word. But you shouldn't have to use fiber to poop. There's some type of gut imbalance you have. The booty is insane. You guys, my butt was as flat as a board. So you guys should go to my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic. And like, I almost never do like, you know, I don't really show my body, but I showed it a little bit to the side, my booty, and in a swimsuit. Okay, you should. It's fabulous at 52. You know, you always see these videos about women are like, oh my God, when you hit your 50s, or Joe Rogan's like, oh, women in their 50s have no butt. I was like, nope, it's right there. Fabulous, perky, firm. Throw a quarter on that sucker. Okay, how much fiber do you? Okay, read that. Booty's insane. While dropping fat first, I'll try to build muscle. Yeah, it's Speedy for one. That's a whole subject. How to, you know, this whole paper that I downloaded, that I wrote actually, and then downloaded. Book consultation. Deborah's writing it. Don't forget to go to Stephanie Ketogenic for my Instagram and Stephanie the Business Person for my Facebook fan page. Before I forget. Hey Steph, thanks for the book tip. Just bought Nora Gagauta's Primal Fat Burner. Keto, start reading it. Yeah, she's amazing, Julie Swanson. I actually think that because I'm doing a series of interviews, I'm going to interview Ken Berry next, and I'm going to go hit up Nora and say, Nora, let me do an interview with you because you're freaking amazing. So I think I want to do Nora, Ken next, and Nora, and then I might do Nick Saladino, because he said my name like salad. Can you do 180 grams, 180 again so we could see your booty? No, dude, don't be a pervert. Like, seriously. Where's the chivalry? It's all gone. There's the replay. I use cauliflower and broccoli as my carb source. Well, then your fats are too low and your protein is too high for that little amount of carbohydrate. That can make you sick. That would be fantastic, right? I love Nora. Okay, guys, I think that's it because it's getting late. I wasn't intending to do a live stream. I spoke to Mike for how long did we speak for? Like an hour and a half?
1.5.
Jeez, we have an hour and a half interview with Mike Mutzel. And then I went live here. How much would I recommend serving per day? You mean how much per meal would I serve and how much total protein? So if you're only 5'1", I would say that your protein shouldn't be over 65 grams of protein a day, bruh. Get that fat over 200. Because my protein's like around 50 to 55 grams of protein depending on the day, and I'm 5'3", and you're eating 119 grams of protein. Lord have mercy, you must be stuffed to the brimmus. You should consider, I mean, look, because I started doing carnivore and I did that for almost a year, I'm like, just do total and call it a day. If we do total with no sugar, you're good to go. Good to go. I used to always say net carbs because I was like, you could have up to 9 cups of veggies. No, frack that. Child. Hell to that. Or cruciferous vegetables, which then I started realizing that you guys are having, issues and histamine issues to certain plant source anti-nutrients. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining my chat. Sorry to look this way because I'm reading the chat and the camera's here. Okay. And it's time for me to go and wait for the unboxing of this loveliness. Thank you, ancestral supplements. These things have saved my life. Everything. We've got trachea. Oh yeah, the stuff code. There it is.
Yeah.
There. Steph Keto, and you have to discount. You can't use it on Amazon. Stop using this on Amazon. It doesn't work. Thank you so much, Keto Carnivore, and worried about my estrogen dropping. Is that a risk? Tyler? Wisdom? Is that right? Tyler? Tyler. You always have a risk of dropping your estrogen when your fat is too low. If you have hypoglycemia, if you have a thyroid pre-existing condition, your estrogen can dominate, not even drop low. Are you saying that your estrogen's already low and you're worried about it going lower? Because estrogen just doesn't drop. Often it increases, and it's progesterone that hits the floor, not estrogen. How many cups of veggies should we eat? 3. Measured, cooked a day, 1 in each meal, 3 meals a day. I'm not really for the veggies as much as I used to. Thank God. And I'm not religious. For the freaking carnivore diet. I did carnivore for 9 months with only meat, fat, and salt. That's what's up. And if you guys are worried about freaking fiber on a keto carnivore diet, you can eat tendon. You can actually buy tendon. It's very fibrous. Tendon, the gristle, that crunchy gristle on the chicken bones. You save that gristle, honey child. Just put it in a little cooker. Just cook it a little bit longer so it's not so, it'll sort of like make it a little bit more, not so much like hard chewing gum. You're welcome so much, Manfred Holmes. How long does keto rash last? It lasts as long as you do it wrong or right. Keto rash can also be a oxalate die-off reaction. So again, I hate to keep promoting my consultations, but I'm overwhelmed with the questions sometimes that I can't answer unless I speak to you. And this is how I survive. So of course, I'm going to say, speak to me one-on-one or join the page. But it can last from, if you do a right protocol, finding out if it's oxalate die-off or if it's actually candida spore die-off, then it could take from a week to 3 months to even longer if you're doing things incorrectly. My rash goes away, then pops up higher. But here's another thing. I haven't refed on any carbs in years, so I also have candida. It's not a bad idea for me to do a cleanse to try to get down some of the junk in the biliary system. Biofilms that protect candida are hard to get rid of, but I could say right now that thank you, Debbie. I know $15.95. I could say right now that my candida infection is barely percolating. So my candida spore count is very low because I've been doing keto for so long. But prior to doing keto, I had keto rashes all the time, just in general, beyond the die-off. I agree, guys looking at me, so I should get off this thing. My rash goes away and then comes back, pops out higher in places. It's annoying. Yeah, Mama, I need to know what you're doing wrong, because people do things wrong and they just exacerbate that rash. It just goes, explosion! But not that many people do it. People don't understand. Heat can bring it out. Stress can bring it out. Not adapting when cortisol's too high, not sleeping. So when you're doing keto and your glycogen's depleted and you're not producing enough ketones and your stress is high, that rash will just keep coming and going and coming and going. I think that's it, right?
Yep.
Should we stop?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining my course. Not my course. What sort of a course? For my live stream. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe. And don't forget to like up the stream, everyone. How many people are in this chat? Just curious.
50.
That's it. Lord have mercy. I seriously think that it's me not monetizing my videos, which is why everything's low.
Not only that, I think the new
Policy
of YouTube and the whole live stream situation. Right now, I don't know how.
No, I've seen other people have like 10,000 people in their live stream that talk about like bloggers on like famous people and all of the ridiculousness. How to fix constipation. So Oscar, it could be from thyroid. It can be from a dysbiotic gut, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, where bacteria paralyzes the muscle to squeeze. It could be not enough magnesium in your diet. It can be from a open ileocecal valve. It can be from too low stomach acid. And I wouldn't know which one it was until I talked to you one-on-one. Just saying. Okay, makes sense. I'm a teacher and the stress is a lot. Exactly. That was Mama 3 Mestra. I think olive leaf extract is good for candida. No, honey child, no. Things like olive leaf, oregano oil or oil of oregano, grapeseed extract, caprylic acid. These things only work for the short term. Lauric acid is really great. It can work for the long term, but no olive leaf extract. You must listen to Tasha K. Olive leaf extract is great for everything, curing cancer. Speedy muscle builds super fast when you lower your protein and increase your fat intake. Exactly, because you become insulin sensitive, and that's what drives amino acids, which is protein molecules, into the muscle cell to grow. So I can help you fix constipation, not fix it, but potentially fix it. Let's put it that way. By knowing what's going on, the history of your thyroid, the history of antibiotics and the stomach acid, and if you burp, if you,
Can I add something?
Yeah?
Because I have constipation. When I was on keto, that means
Magnesium
low
deficiency.
carb, high fat.
So a lot of people
basically.
will drop a lot of water, and with the water they drop a lot of electrolytes, including magnesium, and then their bowels get locked up for the short term. There you go.
Anyway, on keto, you don't have constipation.
Yeah, you do. Some people do.
Mm-hmm. I never had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then
Everything was.
why aren't you doing it?
Because I like ice cream.
You can have keto ice cream. You know what that is?
Yeah.
It's Stephanie's recipe. And it's really good.
And it's going to be the recipe on the next episode.
On the next episode! Okay. Don't be afraid to eat high-fat amazing things. Start happening when you eat high-fat consistently. Like, no, we can't even talk about. Is OMAD good for long-term? OMAD is never good. 1 meal a day is the dumbest thing. I'm sorry, I love you, Mike, but that's the dumbest, stupidest thing ever. Don't eat 1 meal a day unless you're going to do nothing all day except relax. Don't do 1 meal a day when you're running around town and stuff your gullet with a bunch of protein. Okay? Most of you have low stomach acid anyway. All right. How do I get more fiber on keto? I just told you. With keto carnivore, you get like tendons and gristle, even bone is fibrous. Other than that, Mustafa, cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, you got cauliflower, you got your cabbage, and avocados are very fibrous, very fibrous. I'll try adjusting the macros. Yes, definitely. I don't mean to sound sarcastic, you guys. I want you guys to know this. When I read comments, I don't know you. So when I'm being sarcastic, it's to just the words. It's not to the individual, because I don't know you. I don't know you. I've been using apple cider vinegar and it feels great. What are your thoughts? So apple cider vinegar can irritate people's histamine intolerance. All right. So it is not the cure-all. Be careful when these people promote all this cure-all garbage. Like this guy saying taking NADH supplements for your metabolism. I'm like, no. So apple cider vinegar has some good properties in it. Like it'll have some bacteria if you don't have too much of a bacterial overgrowth, histamine, SIBO. And it also has plant pectins in it, which help pull out the junk and the estrogen dominance out of your liver. But if you've got histamine or SIBO, get rid of it. That's not a problem? Okay, cool.
Wait.
Are we done?
Yes.
Okay, let's be done, because I'm hungry. I need to eat and meditate and get out of this blue light. This light's going to keep me awake at night. You'll see. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining the chat. Did you click off yet?
No.
Okay.
I haven't clicked
So
off
go to
yet.
stephanieperson.com. There's information there. I'm going to redo all of the list of foods for carnivore and keto and omnivore, low carb, high fat. And I have consultations. You can also get on the keto course page through the website, or for free content, stay right here, or go to my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, or free content, go to my Facebook fan page, which is Stephanie the Business Person. And I'm out. Thanks, guys.